you know. So you can't take the food home. Am I right?
We cannot bring the drinks in the
Yeah.
discussion would go altogether.
No, but that's not a good, not a bad idea, I think. How many would be in for drinks when the discussion would end in the room? How many would be ready for it? I'm not saying we will provide. I just want a vote. I just want to listen to your desire. Okay, so the next, ma'am, the second panel discussion would be on another relevant and significant topic touching our times, and we talk of contingent workforce and how is it changing the nature of employment and employee engagement. So on our panel we have four very esteemed guests. Professor Pranay Dutt, I would like to invite first of all. He is an alumnus of Institute of Management Technology, Ghaziabad and Manchester Business School, UK. Welcome, sir. Sir, will you take the other seat, the next one? Yeah. And he has more than 15 years of proven experience in management consulting, talent management, employee engagement, performance management. If I keep reading his CV, I'll be losing my breath. So we have a very eminent panelist here. Professor Pranay is currently working as a founder director, human resources at 360 Degrees Engineering and Consulting Services Limited, and he's responsible for partnering with the CEO, C-level executives and business leaders at client organizations for HR strategy, creation, designing the HR systems, process and policies including organizational structuring, human resource optimization, competency assessment, performance management. So all of you who would like to know anything and everything about HR, Professor is the person. He is a people's person. He loves to be with people, which we can, which is evident in his personality. He loves traveling, which I was remarking to him that a true bong, like anybody if you know from Bengal would be loving traveling. Like, and anybody here? Right. So am I right? So am I right or not? Right. So you know, there's one state which has given us Kundu specials. You don't know, if you don't know about it, then learn about it. These are special trains which are charted out for a special route across India, which you can't imagine. And then people who are traveling in them, they are traveling for a month or so, 15 days or so, and then वहाँ शादियाँ हो जाती हैं बच्चों की, रिश्ते बन जाते हैं आपस में एक दूसरे के साथ, क्योंकि एक साथ सो रहे हैं, एक साथ जग रहे हैं, एक साथ घूम रहे हैं. So that's a great community. He loves food, as he says, which is once again evident, and but then I said I also love food, but why is it not evident here? So Prof, we will have a competition. Huh? So Rasagullas?
Absolutely.
Great. I love Rasagullas. And then he loves movies, Bollywood movies. So which is another common thing between him and me. So thank you for joining us. We have Ms. Neeta Mathur. She is a certified practitioner of NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and an image consultant, which is a unique field in these days. And she's been successfully converting ideas into reality through People Solutions Incorporated, an HR consultancy providing comprehensive solutions for all HR-related issues. They are covering coaching and training, executive search, and HR consultancy since 2006. And she has more than 20 years of experience, which cover conceptualizing and delivering training programs. And she has been visiting faculty at the IMT, ITS Ghaziabad, and Amity University for subjects in HR and PGDBM courses. And great, thanks for joining us. It's a privilege to have you here. She says that she is once again, she's into gardening, and So we have another, and then she says curiosity is her passion, which is a rare thing, which is very nice. I would love to know more about it if we get time, like later on, because few people will say that curiosity is my passion. I think as we grow up, curiosity dies down. So you sustained that child, and you sincerely appreciate that. And okay, so we have so many of 95 batch here, yeah, right? Two. Great, great. So thanks for sharing that valuable piece of nugget of information. And then we have Prabdeep. Prabdeep we earlier had on the dais. He's the founder of iTech at Ottawa, Canada. Thanks, Prabdeep, for joining us. They have their development office in New Delhi, which Arsh coordinates. He has 20 years of diversified experience leading organizations in technology verticals as software engineer and developing innovative solutions for clients across North America and Europe. And he specializes in managing outsourced software development projects by working closely with all stakeholders. Currently, he is leading the product development team, which is spread over 3 countries with 4 time zones. So when do you sleep?
I don't. I've got 2 kids too.
Oh my God. Great. So I won't ask that whether the kids were the reason of not getting sleep or they were there because of you not getting sleep. Okay, so he's a family man, and he says he's very good at badminton also. And nice, we have so many sports persons here. Great. And finally, we have Mr. Arshdeep Khurana, the gentleman because of whom we all are here. He is again an alumnus of IMT Ghaziabad and a successful entrepreneur, an HR and IT professional with over 7+ years of total experience. His brainchild, Job Vision, we know about that, you've heard. And then Arshdeep is aiming Job Vision to be a force to reckon with in that field. We all wish you good luck. He heads the IT consulting operations for his partnering client iTech. He's sitting next to his own partner, and iTech we all know about. Arshdeep also heads the sales and marketing of Eka Consulting. And that's a customized training solution which aims to increase employability by collaboration of knowledge, skills, personal interaction, evaluation, and feedback based on current industry demands. So it plans to, now, so many of you who would be kind of shaken by the first panel discussion, Arshdeep is the person to get in touch with. Am I right? So you will tell them how to be employable, and you will also skill them, you will train them. And Mr. Modi would also be looking for youngsters like you. Make in India. Good. So, and then Arshdeep is also the editor-in-chief of Mango, the Mango Indian, which is something very unique, and I would say that's some beautiful aspect of his personality. He says that it's a common bridge to discuss and dissect the left, right, and the center of Indian politics. So that's great. And they are a team comprising of left thinkers, right thinkers, and centrists too. So amazing that you still survive. You are intact, all of you. That's great. So when are you launching your own political party? So Madhulika will be your candidate then, you know. And मैम मार्स तो हमने अपने लिए रिजर्व किया था, आपको तो वीनस पे जाना होगा. अच्छा मैम, फिर ठीक है. So that's it. Thanks, Arshdeep. And now we throw open our discussion here. The changing nature of employee engagement, contingent workforce, and I would request Professor to please share his views.
Good evening. Am I audible at the back? Visibility should not be a problem. Great. So a little context setting here. So the contingent workforce, today we look at the global workforce, that's approximately about 20%. Look at the US workforce, about 40%. India, the trend is picking up, but what I could foresee is in the next 5 years, probably about 50% of the workforce will be contingent. Now, what is a contingent workforce? They're people who work on on-demand projects. For companies, it's very easy for them to ramp up. It's a flexible workforce. You save a lot of costs. From an employer's perspective, if you don't like that vanilla, boring 9 to 5 job, you could be a contingent workforce. So you are a subject matter expert. Whenever you come to a workplace, you are the person adding value because you have a certain objective in mind with a time-bound commitment to fulfill it. So if you're a person who loves a lot of challenges, if you're a person who likes to work with various companies, various industries, to be a contingent workforce, a member of that is always beneficial. For us in India, this is a concept to stay, but then being an HR practitioner, you need to be very sensitive when you have a contingent workforce because they are people who are with you for a very short span of time, so they need to feel welcome. They need to be appreciated for the unique talents they bring to the table, and they also have to have a future orientation that we are partners for a lifetime. We are going to work together, and over a period of time, you need to make them feel that there's a strong sense of pride that whatever value you bring to the table is helping the organization to achieve its objectives. So that's my take on the subject. Right.
Thank you, Professor. That's a comprehensive context setting, and let's take it further. Bam.
Hello everyone. See, this concept of contingent workforce has changed over the decades. I mean, when I used to work about 10 years, 20 years back, when I started working, I mean, this was basically ad hoc manpower. Whenever there is workload increases there, we used to hire such manpower. I used to work in an engineering consultancy company. So there used to be a separate team handling that kind of contingent, I would say, workforce, and they were treated as second-class citizens, if I can use that term, because the perks, whatever the employees got, those benefits were not actually applicable to such kind of workforce. So they were just on a standby. Whenever we need them, we call them in, they work for us, and they go back. But slowly, I think around 2006, when I started up on my own, and when I was talking to people regarding this particular contractual job, I mean, clients used to give me requirements that we need contractual personnel in our organizations. So the way the candidates or the potential employees whom I used to talk to, they used to have that thing that, you know, they were doing something really great, not like our parents' generation, wherein a public sector mein agar koi hai, to ladki ke liye bahut acha, you know, dula hai, because the permanent job security is there. The concepts had totally changed. The person was saying, why do I need a permanent job? They give me money, I work for them, and I go. That's it. I don't want to get bored in that 9 to 5 kind of thing, what Professor Pranay was saying. So now the concept, as Mrs. Poonam was also touching upon, the millennials, they have totally different concept of working all together. They don't even want to stick in that 9 to 5 thing. They have those multiple time zones. They are working across the globe. That's just the technology which is bringing them together. They don't want to get stuck up with one employer. That's so boring for them. So it should be a challenging, multiple kind of assignments which they can handle. They are good multitaskers. So the whole concept of workforce is actually changing. I mean, the automation part has brought that in. But the fact is, you people are, maybe, you know, you might be wanting to freelance. That's the term which we use now for this contingent workforce. We are freelancers, and we are proud to be freelancers. I am a freelancer. I'm working with multiple so-called employer on multiple assignments. So how do I keep myself engaged, and how do my employees, employers, that is, they engage me is a different concept. I'm not talking of some individual now to be engaged, but the whole workforce as such has to be engaged with different kind of concept. That's what we are kind of going to discuss, I think.
Yeah, thanks, Neeta. And if you can see, the earlier discussion is dovetailing into this one. You know, what we were discussing earlier. So this would be a phasing out of stuff and of people. And so first would be the contingency. And it's happening all the more. Now, I would like the panelists to bring our attention on the HR aspect of it, which is the need of the hour, that how do you engage them, because they are not sitting on your premises, they are not under you, they are maybe today here today, not here tomorrow. So, Prabdeep, how do you think, and how is it happening abroad? Are you facing the same issues in Canada and US also?
Definitely. And see, I think before I get into that, I wanted to just make another point. It's in many industries, the idea of freelancing is not just that there's an option. That's the only way you can actually work. And so for the work that we do, I mean, we have now product and platforms that we basically sell, that this is what we got. But earlier we were service-based. So the idea was that our selling point was that we will do what you want us to do in terms of their IT services, and then we'll get the work done. Obviously, we had our own team. But from our customer point of view, we were basically, we were the hired guns for them at that point. And that business model, which is, you know, TCS and Infosys, that's where they all started. They were just going there as a part-time freelancers, experts on Y2K or whatever, doing something very specific, and they were supposed to be, you know, done and over, but then they sort of found a new business, and they grew. So sometimes it's just not how it's the need, it's the business need that dictates what kind of workforce you can have. Now, now coming back to, I want to, how much time we got?
Actually, yesterday we had to end it yesterday.
I'll tell you one thing, okay? This is I will never forget that. I will never forget this. This is me. I only worked for one company before I started iTech, and I worked with them for 10 years out of college. And so when I was leaving, I went to see the president of the company. He was running, I think the revenue is from $50 million company, so it's a big company. And the 60-year-old guy, I said, you know, thanks for opportunity, blah blah blah. And he said, oh, I heard that you're leaving for better things. I said, I don't know better, but I'm leaving. And I said, if you want to give me one advice, you know, and he said, the biggest challenges you're going to have is not from your customers or the work that you're doing or technology. It's going to be from the people that you're going to be hiring. And I didn't really understand what he mean. And you know, 6 months into when I was putting the whole business plan together, and that's when you start thinking, how I'm going to get the people, how I'm going to attract the people that I want, which have a same motivation, and have a same vision, and then manage that throughout the career. I mean, it's not just, okay, impressing somebody or trying to tell somebody or trying to even, you know, have them agree or you are the right person, but retaining that, like keeping that, and because as you grow, the company grows, a lot of things change, and if you are not able to communicate that change and that vision, which is also changing, with your team, it's very difficult to retain them.
I agree.
So that's one of the biggest challenge I think is there in terms of engaging them, and that was always difficult, and this is still a challenge.
Let's hear it from Arshdeep. What's his take on it?
I guess this is basically the continuation from the last topic which we were discussing about the automation part. I guess automation leads more opportunity for employee engagement in contingent workforce. The more the automation, right? And I guess, right, the panelists, which they put across a point very, very well, that I think going forward, the 9-to-5 job is basically not the option. So understanding contingent workforce, see, firstly, it is not, people are not working by chance, they're working by choice. If they want to work just for a few hours, they just want to have a work-life balance. So we need to understand that. So it is not that something oh, we are not getting jobs, so okay, let us do one thing, let's get a project, let's freelance and all. We are doing it by choice. And I guess Poonam also put it across. It is not that whenever we are leaving an organization, it is that the company is pushing us to do that. So we need to understand that people, whenever they are looking for that kind of an option, it is more based out of their comfort level, which they want to do actually. Which I think Prab put across, since we all work, I guess more or less all these businesses work in different time zones. The communication, I think, is the biggest thing which has to happen. A lot of people, they still feel that, oh, they are contingent workforce, maybe they are a second-class employee, which I guess was put across earlier as well. So I believe the communication, and since this number is only going to increase, automation is only going to increase, contingent workforce is only going to increase. More or less, whenever we are working on different organizations and MNCs and all, 70% of our reporting would not be at the same place where we are sitting. So we are basically like a contingent workforce here also. We may not be on, we may be an on-roll employee, we may be an off-roll employee, but that communication actually suffers quite a lot. So how I see it is, obviously this is only going to increase. And I think the need for better communication, and again, that's where the HR, see, the bottom line of our topic is unleashing the human potential. I guess that's where the HR role actually comes into play. So this thing more or less is basically going to evolve, and we would see more and more of this force actually increasing by the number. So that's what I feel, yeah.
Thank you, Pradeep. Thank you, Shdeep. And now, actually, why I had gone to my computer is that I just wanted to show you some things, maybe after this discussion. So, having accepted it as a reality, so because in this panel there's no difference of opinion, I think we are in harmony. so it'll be easier to conclude. So, do we have any guidance, maybe for the from the HR perspective, for the professionals? One, and two, the workforce which becomes contingent, maybe not by choice, but is forced to. How do they cope up with it? So these two things I feel that are the organizational and the human aspects of it. Anything else panelists may bring up? So I would request you to be brief and
Over my work experience, what I have experienced is that initially when we used to talk about employee engagement, we used to talk about promotions, we used to talk about incentives, bonuses. Then, the concept changed, and then there was this talk about non-monetary kind of incentives, like, sending the families off to vacations and giving them perks which are totally not related to money. But now with this kind of workforce coming in, such things have no meaning at all again. So what is the kind of criteria which it is working on? It's basically three basic things that they want to show off, if I can say, or bring to the table their creativity. They want that kind of freedom and the flexibility of working hours, as well as freedom of expression of what they can bring to table. And then the crux of it, the rewards or the money that they are compensated to which the kind of effort they're bringing in, period. That's it. I don't think there's any fourth thing which we can add. That's what I think. So if as an HR person, as an HR manager, we can think on those three parameters and evolve the whole engagement strategy based on those three things, I think we have that workforce working for us loyally, if I can use that term again. Because this kind of manpower is available for anybody to take it, anybody who caters to their career anchors. They're the things which they are kind of aspiring for. So if these aspirations can be met by the HR or the company's corporate strategy as such, whose like the examples were already given, like Airbnb and stuff, they are utilizing, they are taking the most of this kind of workforce based on these three things, and they are taking care of it. So I think the HR has to evolve in a way. There has to be a online talent portal kind of thing, rather than having a set manpower sort of listing and trying to go by the traditional ways. So if we can do that, there are a lot of other examples. The other day, somebody introduced me to somebody called, the company called CBREX. Now it's an international platform where you can find manpower, anywhere in the globe. So that's, and they just give you incentive, very transparent, the things are all there between the client and the recruiter who's working, and they are having a certain percentage of their cut, and it's all there for you to see. So that kind of transparency, if HR people can bring in, I mean, there are a lot of social media which we can utilize for this particular purpose. Why do we need to go to, I mean, recruiters like us? I mean, you can simply engage that kind of manpower through their Facebooks or other LinkedIn kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
and
that's
then
my take on
I
it.
would thanks Nita, and I would love to hear it from Professor that once recruited, but then they are still contingent. They are not with you all the time. So how important is it to engage them on into your culture, into your policies, into your practices? Because I don't think that can be undermined. Each employee of yours, even if he or she is a contingent workforce, is a brand ambassador.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So what
True.
would
In fact,
you say?
we look at the companies that I've been consulting over the last 15 years. If you look at the best practices, so what would they do? They start with something called a RJP, a realistic job preview. So before a contingent workforce comes into the mainstream, the work part of it, we tell them come to the shop floor, have a look at what we are doing, what is our culture, what are our work ethos, what is our policies, procedures. And if you see that, yes, this is something like a trailer of a movie, if you like the trailer, the movie will be, should also be good most of the cases. So we start with an RJP, and when they come on board, we have a very strong onboarding process where we don't differentiate between a contingent employee and a regular employee. So you both are part of the family. So it's like, I may not work 9 to 5, but whatever 1 hour I work, it's with 100% passion toward that organization. So we make you feel welcome. It's like a new bride coming to the home, like a red carpet welcome. So we make you feel very warm that yes, you are very important to us. And once you come onto the team, the idea is together everyone achieves more. One for all for one.
Beautiful.
So we need to ensure that you're part of us. And because you're part of us, we need to give you challenging assignments. We need to ensure that we're upgrading your skill set by giving you the right training, the right mentoring, the right career anchor. So we have somebody very senior in the organization trying to support this person so that your person, you may not have a promotion by a technical term, but what I am today in 2017 is better than what I am in 2016 in terms of my skill sets. So next year when I come back, I come with a new technology, a new skill set. So that is how you need to ensure that this contingent employee, when he goes out, he's going as a brand ambassador. And when he goes with positive words of the experience that person has, you build up a strong brand for the organization.
Very rightly said, and I loved the part that you have the same onboarding process for both kind of workforces. So this is, I think, a takeaway for all the HR personnel sitting here. I don't think that all the companies would be following it to the hilt. Am I right?
Absolutely.
But I think companies of repute who are professional enough would be doing the same. So, Prabdeep, your take on it?
I'm not an HR professional, so I'm not. I mean, of course, there are challenges
Yeah.
in engaging them and keeping them motivated. I would like to bring in a different point of view, though, from an employer point of view. Of course, it's the expectations are that we're hiring somebody and and they're there to do some work. That's the end. That what you are as an employer. That's what your expectations are. And over last, I don't know, it's been 20 years or so that there had been these websites where you can go and hire people, and we hear in so often when we go to bid for a project or something that, oh, well, I can hire somebody in India for $10 an hour. Why I need to pay you, whatever, and all that, and which is possible. I mean, you can still do it, but but what they're not aware of, and those are challenges that every employer has, is that you do not get the continuity. So, and having that continuity helps the employer as well as the worker, because yes, they are working there perhaps by choice, but most of them probably are not. But even if they are working there by choice, they don't want to be seen as somebody that if project is going bad, they'll be the first one to be kicked out. So offering the continuity, even offering some sort of a retainers, which give them, not full salary, but something that they can continue and then you can bring them back right away. It helps, as an employer, it helps to save in terms of training, in terms of, you know,
Right.
initiating them back into, like a new person into this business. And that also helps them because they're aware of, you know, what they need to do and what is expected and all that. So I think that's also need to be considered
You're right.
from
And-
employer
and-
point of view.
And inevitably, employers will need to consider it if they need the right workforce and if they need to retain them. This will happen inevitably. Things may take time, but it will happen. And since we are in the transitionary times, we may get affected to some extent for some time. Never mind, life's like that. Yes, Arsh, your take on it, and we'll wind up the discussion
Okay.
after you
I think
speak.
one thing which I was earlier referring to was the communication part, that why it is so important. See, even though we are, let's say, we are involving different people from different time zones, the contingent workforce, everybody today is very well connected also. So we always talk about, let's say, as an employer, as what Prabh is saying is the same, which I also feel. If, let's say, any individual from the contingent workforce may not be very happy with the organization because of the treatment given and all, the word can spread like anything. For us, from the HR perspective, from the organizational perspective, that negativity actually kills off a lot of the work which we do, basically. And that is, I think, it's a very critical, and it's a kind of a thing where one single post on, let's say, Facebook, on LinkedIn, about, let's say, Glassdoor or any such can actually, you know, crash a lot of things out of your organization also. So if we are involving a couple of people, maybe for I mean, these people are maybe on site or maybe not there has to be some kind of an engagement. And I guess Professor Prannoy put it absolutely perfectly when he said that, you know, a lot of these organizations should actually now they should start the onboarding process together as treating as one. But I'm also interested in actually the follow-up of the same thing, right?
Yeah, right.
Because if initially we are actually doing something, the expectation level will actually rise to a new level. And if we can sustain things, whatever we are doing, I think then we can only do a good job. So I guess engaging them over a period of time, so that to make it happen again and again, wherein also Prabh was referring that, you know, things should actually happen again and again.
Yes.
If we can employ them, and that kind of a coordination is there, that kind of a belief is there in both employer and an employee, then only, you know, this thing would actually work pretty relevantly. That's what I believe.
So beautifully and comprehensively you've covered it, Arshdeep, and nice that you have this thought process so clear. And there's no other way out. If things are to be created on a sustainable basis, periodically they have to be reinforced. And when things are beyond your central command, there are peripherals, there are satraps, you need to be all the more aware and all the more diligent in enforcing such processes and systems. It's just like creating a franchisee model. If you have your own kitchen, if you have your own restaurants, it's easy, but if you are giving out a franchise, you can't ensure quality so easily. So I think that we are talking of the same thing in workforce. And what I would simply, after both the discussions, remind that maybe in India we grew up on a very skewed and misplaced model of job being equal to entitlement. And I am talking something very profound. It's gone into our DNA, into our blood, that नौकरी मेरा हक है. हम नारे लगाते हैं साडा हक इत्थे रख. Sorry, boss. Employment by definition is the pleasure of your employer. Period. Take it or leave it. I'm not talking of a government job. वहीं तो entitlement का खेल शुरू हुआ था. उसी की वजह से तो हम ये सारे discussions कर रहे हैं. वरना वक्त बदल गया. Times are changing. Let us change according to times. Let us mold ourselves. Let us reskill ourselves. So the entitlement mindset is a very painful thing to live with. Job is equal to accountability, not entitlement. This is what I believe in. And it will take care of all your problems if you start focusing on accountability. So that was for the people, for the masses sitting here, for all our friends. And similarly, I think we've come to a very good point in our discussion. These are, I think, transient concerns, nothing more than that. And they've been there in all phases of history. Today we are facing this. There was a dot-com, then there was a dot-com boom, and then there was a dot-com bust, and then there was Y2K, and then so all this will keep on happening. But if you have the great, after the panel discussion, if you feel, if you want me to share something as a keynote address, I would like to touch on this in my presentation. But I think both the discussions must not let you go out of this room with some load on your head. I can once again wind it up with some poetry, if you allow me, if that gives you.
Yes, yes.
We've just come out of elections. We are a highly politicized country. So just see the first couplet. आज सड़कों पर लिखे हैं सैकड़ों नारे न देख, आज सड़कों पर लिखे हैं सैकड़ों नारे न देख, घर अंधेरा देख तू आकाश के तारे न देख। आप अपना घर देखिए, अपने आप को देखिए, वहाँ किस चीज़ की ज़रूरत है, वहाँ दिया जलाएं हम ये बताते हैं कि मोदी क्या नहीं कर रहे हैं, केजरीवाल को क्या करना चाहिए, और भी दो चार लोग हैं जिनको हम गिनते भी नहीं हैं। सो मैं उनके नाम नहीं लेना चाहूँगा फ्रॉम द डायस। सो हम अपना घर अंधेरा देखें और वहाँ पे रोशनी करें, बाकी तो चलता रहेगा। आज सड़कों पर लिखे हैं सैकड़ों नारे न देख, घर अंधेरा देख तू आकाश के तारे न देख। एक दरिया है यहाँ पर दूर तक फैला हुआ, आज अपने बाजुओं को देख पतवारे न देख। अब यकीनन सख्त है धरती हकीकत की तरह, अब यकीनन सख्त है धरती हकीकत की तरह, ये हकीकत देख लेकिन खौफ के मारे न देख। ये धुंधलका है नजर का, ये धुंधलका है नजर का, तू महज मायूस है, रोजनों को देख दीवारों में दीवारें न देख। रोशनी देखिए, रोशनी की किरण ढूंढिए, रोशनी के आने जाने के रास्ते ढूंढिए। और आखिरी शेर देखिए, ये शायद आपको और कुछ हौसला दे। दिल को बहला ले, इजाजत है मगर इतना न उड़, रोज सपने देख लेकिन इस कदर प्यारे न देख। So I would very sincerely thank all my esteemed panelists. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Neet. Thank you, Prab, and thank you, Ash. Thank you for bringing us this valuable panel discussion and these insights. And now, what's the exact time? Where are we? Ma'am. What? G. What's the time? 9:35. Oh my God. So now I'm the culprit standing between you and your dinner. And Arsh has absconded. He has eloped. Okay, so it's up to you to tell me that would you, like, I do feel that after the two discussions, I would love to share some stuff which I have benefited from, and as part of my role, I share with friends like you. Professionally, that's my bread and butter, and that's my passion to touch lives and add value. So it will be up to you. If you want to listen to me, fine. Otherwise, we are through with the events of the day. So we can have a vote. Okay. So I would do we have, ma'am? Do we have a remote for this? सर इसका रिमोट होगा प्रोजेक्टर का? प्रोजेक्टर रिमोट होगा? नहीं होता नहीं, कोई बात नहीं, मत करिए, कोई टेंशन मत लीजिए आप। हाँ, टेंशन वैसे ही जिंदगी में बहुत है, तो अब मेरी वजह से उनको एक टेंशन और हो जाए। So I'll look, what I want to share with you is what I was saying towards the end of the last discussion. I want to take you to a very, very simple understanding of professional life. If you allow me, kindly answer this question. Who is a customer or what is a customer? Don't go into semantics. कस्टमर एक ऐसा शब्द है जो हम रोज सुबह से शाम तक इस्तेमाल करते हैं और हम होते भी हैं, राइट और नॉट? और खास तौर पे नॉर्थ इंडिया में तो कष्ट से जो मरता रहे वो कस्टमर है क्योंकि वो अपनी जेब से पैसे भी खर्च करता है और उसके बाद मिलता उसे कुछ नहीं है, उसकी शिकायत सुनने वाला भी कोई नहीं है. सो बट let's decode it, let's simplify it very quickly. Some answers. Answer me in the language of a fifth grader. 5वीं कक्षा के बच्चे को जो समझ में आ जाए ऐसा कुछ बताइए. कस्टमर क्या है? हिंदी और इंग्लिश, anything, preferably one word. Don't give me phrases or sentences, professor. One word.
I was about to say sentence. Customer is someone who consumes a service or a product and take a price for it.
So I agree what you are saying, but then can we simplify it further? Anybody? Yes. पैसे देने वाला. Now, ठीक है, 3 words पे आए. पैसे देने वाला, simple. Okay, king. So अभी हमने क्या किया कि हमने एक eulogy, like हाँ, it's a eulogy. Yeah, please. तो अभी panelists बोल रहे हैं सारे. अरे इनको तो बोलने के पैसे मिलते हैं यार, आप लोग बोलो. They've carved out they're earning out of this. हाँ बोलिए. Yes, Poonam, you're saying something. हाँ जी, प्लीज बोलिए. एनीबॉडी? या पूनम, यू saying something? खरीदार. सो एक बात होगी ना, पैसे देने वाला. पूनम हैज कंडेंस्ड इट. खरीदार. और बोलिए जल्दी जल्दी. हाँ, जिससे हमें फायदा हो. ओके, गुड. जी, कोई बात नहीं. प्रोडक्ट और सर्विस. ओके, फाइन. Somebody who needs. Okay. देखिए मेरे पास अवार्ड्स नहीं है यहाँ. हाँ, ओके, मेरे पास अवार्ड्स नहीं है, अदरवाइज दिस इज एन अवार्ड क्वेश्चन. सो एनीबडी हु कैन गिव मी दैट वन वर्ड which you may appreciate later on, I'll share with you, or who can maybe bring us closer to it.
I say opportunity.
So he is the first courageous man to sum it up in one word, kharidar and opportunity. So let's give them a big hand. Okay, something else, sir. हाँ, AV mute. हाँ, thanks. सर इसकी बैटरी नहीं चल रही. आप चला के देख. कोई बात नहीं, आप बोलिए प्लीज प्लीज, वो अपना काम कर लेंगे. हाँ जी, कोई बात. आई एम यूज्ड टू इट. यस मैम. ओके, क्या बात है. सो व्हाई डू यू नीड टू से टेक्निकली अ बकरा? से बकरा. हाँ, दैट्स बेटर. से इट एम्फेटिकली. बस, इनकलाब जिंदाबाद. जी, थैंक यू. और बोलिए. वी स्टिल नीड टू डिकोड कस्टमर. शिकार. ओ माय गॉड, प्लीज टीम अप. Acha. So can I take you further? There's been one answer which has taken us to the closest. Let's see if you can appreciate it. I'm not saying anything is right or wrong. This is one thing which I would love to liberate you from, but that later in my talk. The two discussions actually prompted me to start from here, which was not my starting point. But I felt that maybe this would be one profound takeaway which I could share with you. Let me take it further. Who's a supplier? Can you answer customer without talking about a supplier? Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, fine. So let me share a canvas with you. Keep looking at this picture. Somewhere, anywhere there's a need. Any need. This could be the need for a phone, this could be for a laptop, this could be for water, this could be a child crying for milk, a 6-month-old child. It could be any need. This need exists. It's not shouting from the rooftop many times. It simply exists. A person stands up and says, I will fulfill this need. The need does not say you fulfill me. बच्चा मां को नहीं कहता कि मुझे दूध पिलाओ. मां इस जिम्मेदारी को खुद उठाती है और कहती है कि इसका पेट मैं भरूंगी. Are you seeing the difference? It's a volition on part of this supplier, and you know, for a particular need, there'll be 10 or 100 suppliers standing up to fulfill the need. And then the need will evaluate and select one out of those 100 and give the order or the project or the responsibility of fulfilling the need to that particular supplier. Are we all here? Are you with me? This fits in? Yes or no? कुछ बोलिए, मुझे पता चले. जी. Now this supplier, understanding the details of the need, runs something. That's called his own process. What he does, क्या need को इससे कुछ लेना देना है? Is the need concerned about what the supplier is doing at his end? No. And finally, the supplier does something, provides, and if this need is satisfied, we also call it quality, then we can easily say this need is the customer. This is the most simplified model of business I can share with you. If you like it, then you can tell me. And you have many ways of telling me. आप ताली भी बजा सकते हैं, आप हंस भी सकते हैं, खुश भी हो सकते हैं, या आप मुझे कुछ वहां से अंडे टमाटर भी मार सकते हैं, बट कुछ करिए, है ना? So my point is that I'll just take it further, but very simplified, a customer is only a need. Whether it is existing or whether you have to visualize a futuristic need like Steve Jobs. You create a need. There have been so many examples of creating a need. Maggi noodles, that fire, like real value company, ceased fire. There was no need, no market. A market got created. We had a hotshot camera. It ruled the roost for 2 decades. So, fine. Moving ahead, let's keep this simplified, and what happens is this customer could be your boss or your owner also. It could be customer, it could be boss or owner. Are you getting the drift? And the supplier could be the employee also. Now the model gets completed. Now remember that this employee had said कि मुझे नौकरी चाहिए. नौकरी ने नहीं कहा था कि तू आजा. और आपके जैसे 10 या 15 या 20 या 50 लोग थे, उनमें से एक आपको सेलेक्ट कर लिया गया था. So you were very thankful that day. उस दिन एंटाइटलमेंट की इतनी ही बात थी कि मैं ये सब कर सकता हूं, इसके बदले में मुझे सैलरी क्या मिलेगी. बट उसके बाद एंटाइटलमेंट का जो भाव आ जाता है वो गड़बड़ है. यहां अभी अकाउंटेबिलिटी है, बिकॉज द सप्लायर और द एम्प्लॉई इज बिलीविंग इन अकाउंटेबिलिटी. अगर वो कस्टमर या नीड उसको कहेंगे ठीक नहीं बना है, तो वो वापस जाता है, काम को दोबारा करके लाता है. एंड ऑल प्रोफेशनल्स अक्रॉस द ग्लोब आर सर्वाइविंग ओनली ऑन दिस रिलेशनशिप. And this trust that this supplier or this employee will supply the need, fulfill the need again and again, keeps giving the orders again and again, and you keep getting your paycheck again and again. Now, if the need is changing, or the need of the hour is changing, or the times are changing, then the supplier or the employee has to change, because need आपको नहीं बोलेगी कि आप बदलो. नीड तो एग्जिस्ट करेगी, और कोई भी जो उसको फुलफिल करने वाला होगा उसको ऑर्डर्स मिल जाएंगे, उसको एम्प्लॉयमेंट मिल जाएगा. पीरियड. दैट्स इट फ्रॉम माय साइड ऑन दिस टॉपिक. I want you to go out of this room feeling empowered. ज्ञान will never empower you. Simplifying life will empower you. ज्ञान तो आपने बहुत पढ़ लिया, बड़े बड़े इंस्टीट्यूट्स में पढ़ लिया, बट उसमें तो इतनी बड़ी बड़ी स्टडीज आ जाएंगी, इतने बड़े बड़े रिपोर्ट्स आ जाएंगे, आप तो डर जाओगे पढ़ पढ़ के. फिर भी तो कोई एक बंदा होगा जो पढ़ा लिखा आपसे 10 गुना कम होगा और आपसे ज्यादा कमा रहा होगा। क्यों? वाई? बोलिए ना। He or she has identified a need and he or she has worked up a process to deliver quality for fulfilling that need, period. He's not sitting on the sidelines and complaining. This is what I'm saying. Does that help you? Does this perspective help you at all? Tell me. Yes or no? Yes. So that's it. And now I would take you on to what I had thought I would share with all of you, because apart from so many youngsters, there are seniors also here, we have professionals, we have eminent personalities. So let me go there, and I had a remote, yes, this is it. So I believe life is empowerment. What we call success, I call it empowerment. Yes or no? For a moment, I would request all of the friends sitting here to go into your own life, your own personal life, and recall that one moment of success which you feel proud about. इतना तो पक्का है कि सबकी लाइफ में एक ना एक ऐसा मोमेंट है. Yes or no? When I say yes or no, 60-70 yes तो आने चाहिए ना. हाँ, नो आए, कुछ तो आए. Yes or no? So I request you, this is an experiential point, I want you to go back to that moment of pride. Maybe you got an award, maybe you fulfilled something, maybe you topped, or किसी field में you were in some extracurricular activity in sports, wherever you felt you succeeded, just go to that moment. Take 2 minutes. जी, एक काम करते, सब लोग अपने अपने हाथ उठा लेते हैं. जिसको जिसको जो वहां पहुंच गए अपना हाथ नीचे कर लेंगे. तो पहले सब लोग हाथ उठा लेते. हाँ, हम मेरे को देखने से पता चलेगा ना. हाँ, जो वहां पहुंच गया वो हाथ नीचे कर लेगा. एंड प्लीज रिमेन देयर, रिमेन इन दैट मोमेंट. दैट्स इंपॉर्टेंट. सो एवरीबडी, इट्स योर ओन लाइफ. आई एम नॉट आस्किंग यू द डिटेल्स, कॉन्फिडेंशियल. बट कैन आई सेफली से that was the moment when you felt most empowered in life? Yes or no? Ab boliye, yes or no? Yes. That was the moment when you felt that you've added value? Yes or no? Yes. Right? So we are talking of empowerment, we are talking of value. That was the moment when you also got maximum value. You gave maximum value and you also got maximum value. Yes or no? Yes. Please. I am hard of hearing. Yes or no? So we are talking of value. So you maximized value. You maximized value by giving it and also taking it. And that was a time for which maybe so many of your friends and peers and the society said कि तू नहीं कर पाएगा, तेरे बस का नहीं है, तेरे पास किताबें नहीं है, तेरे पास रिसोर्सेज नहीं है, तेरे पास पैसा नहीं है, तेरे पास टाइम नहीं है, तेरे पास टीचर्स नहीं है, वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. Yes or no? But you still did it. Why and how? Because you wanted to create value and maximize value, and you wanted to be relevant. Yes or no? So value is the ultimate in life. If you can keep creating value, price will follow, designation will follow, respect will follow, name will follow, fame will follow. But if you run after price, if you run after designation, if you run after a position or a slot or a chair in the company, value will not follow. Because value is the prominent and paramount stuff in life. Any moment. आप उसको happiness बोलिए, आप उसको love बोलिए, आप उसको fulfillment बोलिए, आप उसको peace बोलिए, आप उसको सुकून, चैन, जो मर्जी बोलिए. Are you with me? Let's take this further. So I am just going to share few tools and techniques for your professional and personal success. Very simple ones, because I believe in simplicity, and it's not easy to be simple. So it has taken me some part of my journey, and I share only experiential stuff with you. This is not from books, this is not jargon, I am not preaching. And I also call this emotional adulthood. And this is everyday leadership for all of you, whether in your profession, whether in your personal lives. I'm sharing an empowerment model with you. Empowerment bole to value, yes or no? Fine. We talk of three things: value, power, and freedom. Value we've talked about. You can't give value when you don't have power. You all need power. We all have a small magic wand in our hands, mobile. It also needs power. रात को उसको किसी बड़े पावर सोर्स से अटैच करना पड़ता है. So कहीं से तो आपको पावर लेनी है. आपको पावर तो ऊपर वाला दे देता है. अगर आप ऊपर वाले में ना भी बिलीव करें, नेचर दे देता है. आप पावर डिप्लीट कर देते हैं. यस और नो? तो आप उसे डिप्लीट करना बंद कर सकते हैं. एंड देन कई बार आपके पास वैल्यू देने के लिए पावर भी होगी, बट आप फ्री नहीं महसूस कर रहे होंगे. यू वुड बी फीलिंग कंस्ट्रेंट. यस और नो? होता है ऐसा? So I'm just going to share very quickly with you that how can we use certain tools. Can we think of life very simply in 4 portions. These are 4 Hindi sentences. Just see if you can sum up all your past life in these 4. इसके अलावा कुछ ना बचे. अगर किसी का भी कुछ बचा हो तो प्लीज स्टैंड अप, दैट विल बी एन एक्सेप्शन. कुछ तो लाइफ में है या नहीं है? लाइफ में नहीं है. कुछ है जो नहीं चाहिए. ऐसे 2 तरह के लाइफ के हिस्से हैं. फिर कुछ है जो है और कुछ है जो चाहत है हमारी, विच इज आवर डिजायर. आई एम सेइंग दैट दीज 4 सम अप योर एंटायर लाइफ, योर पास्ट एक्सपीरियंशियल लाइफ. If there is an exception of your experience which doesn't fall in all these 4, please raise your hand. Take 2 minutes. This is important because on this the next tool will be based. आप मेरे साथ हैं. मैंने क्या आपसे करने को बोला है कि इन 4 में आपकी पूरी लाइफ समा जाएगी. आप कोई भी एक्सपीरियंस याद कर लो, इन 4 में फिट हो जाएगा. अगर नहीं होता है प्लीज रेज योर हैंड. अगर हो जाता है तो वेल एंड गुड. बोलिए एवरीबडी. एक बार सब लोग बोल दे. फाइन. सो लेट्स, which means this entire big life we've summed up in 4 statements. Yes or no? जिंदगी थोड़ी तो आसान हुई. अब इन 4 को टैकल कर सकते हैं. मैं आपसे ये कहना चाह रहा हूं कि जो नहीं है और जो नहीं चाहिए वो एक हिस्सा है हमारी जिंदगी का. एंड वी लिव इन इमोशंस एंड फीलिंग्स. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू एग्री विद इट? वी डोंट लिव इन मनी, वी डोंट लिव इन comforts, we actually live in emotions and feelings. We buy comforts out of money, we buy so much out of money, but ultimately अगर आप एक 5 स्टार में खाना खा के 10,000 रुपए खर्च करके भी बाहर निकलते हैं तो आप क्या बोलते हैं? मजा आया या मजा नहीं आया? एक वर्ड. आप एक फिल्म देख के निकलते हैं, 4 लोग जाते हैं, 2,000 रुपए खर्च होते हैं, फिर बाहर निकल के क्या बोलते हैं? मजा आया या नहीं आया? यस और नो? सो लाइफ इज सो सिंपल. आप एक बहुत बड़े क्रूज वेकेशन पे जाते हैं, 3-4 लाख रुपए खर्च करते हैं, लौट के बोलते क्या है? मजा आया या नहीं आया? अगर आया तो दूसरों को बताते हैं, जाओ तुम भी. नहीं आया तो सबको कहते भैया वहां मत जाना. राइट और नॉट? लाइफ इज सो सिंपल. सो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज दैट आई एम टेकिंग यू टू सर्टेन डेली लाइफ इमोशंस ऑफ योर्स. कुछ बोल सकते हैं आप जो डेली लाइफ के इमोशंस में आप जी रहे हैं, जैसे गुस्सा, खुशी. इंग्लिश में भी बोल सकते हैं. बोलिए प्लीज, स्टार्ट स्पीकिंग अप. डिजायर आर नॉट इमोशंस. एंगर, यस. बोलिए जल्दी जल्दी बोलिए. फ्रस्ट्रेशन, जॉय, वेरी गुड. और बोलिए. हाँ, फीलिंग के पार्ट्स, मतलब कौन सी फीलिंग? फीलिंग्स कैन बी ऑफ 2 टाइप्स. अच्छा, पीसफुल, यस यस. हंग्री, वेरी गुड. ये सच्चाई बोल रही है. सो ओके, वट एवर इमोशंस यू स्पोकन, लेट्स सी देम. अगर जो आपने नहीं भी बोले वो भी यहां आ जाएंगे. देखिए इनको. What I am trying to say is that all of these emotions will generate in you when you focus on जो नहीं है या जो नहीं चाहिए.